Oh, hey, wow. It's been like a while since I gave my last update at 2 months, and it's been a busy 2 months, I have to say. The last update was I was with Liam, and Gabby kind of caught us almost. Well, as you might imagine, Liam wasn't super excited about that, and I think he was right. With only a few weeks left in England, I decided it was best that we probably not see each other again, which is too bad because he was really nice. But no, Liam meant, I guess, that I just hung out with Gabby a lot. In fact, we ended up having half of all our classes together, including one tutorial where it was just the two of us. We were the class, and it was at the professor's house. So we had to take the bus together to go there. And she was amazing in the class because she was like out every night at the pubs, drinking till closing. Then she'd come back, read this 18th century novel, which is hundreds of pages, incredibly boring, take me forever. She'd read it in 4 hours. Then she'd write a paper in like an hour and a half, sleep for like 3, 4 hours. Then we'd take the bus to go to class. We'd read the papers. She was like dazzling and in the paper and in all her commentary. And I was just amazing because I was just like working like a dog to keep up. And the only saving grace about that whole situation was, and she was mad about this, I ended up with a slightly better grade than she did. Anyway, the the thing with Gabby got even more intense when she found out that I was planning to stay in England and travel for another 10 days after the end of the term. And when she found that out, she's on the phone in like 5 minutes with her mom, asking her mom to change her plane ticket so that we not only could travel together, but we could come back to the same place on the same flight at the same time. Now, the thing about traveling together, and this is, what I talked to her about, because the whole time that when she talked about her family, she talked about her dad and how great her dad was, blah, blah. Well, her dad spent 23 years in the Catholic seminary studying to be a priest. So he's very Catholic. Gabby's very Catholic. And it's like, I told her, we're traveling together. We're not, can you pay for your own room? Because, we could save money, stay together. And the only way they agreed is if we had separate beds. So, and we did have separate beds, but we also managed to have some fun. It's December, so to keep warm, she would wear these like tights. I don't know what they're made out of, nylon or lycra, or I don't know. They're really sheer and slippery. And sometimes at night we'd be making out on the bed, and kind of getting into it, kind of not having sex, but like almost like with clothes on. And oof, I don't know, something about that lycra rubbing against her, what? She would like moan. And oh my God, that was such a turn on. And I'd be like rock hard. And that was a problem, right? Because there we are, and very Catholic. So it's like getting a few minutes alone to relieve some tension was not easy. But I have to say, she was great to travel with, except for this was how she was not great. She brought all this stuff that she did not need, this huge trunk of shoes and purses and crap, to England in the first place. And then she bought more stuff while we were there. So we had all this stuff. She had so much stuff that the two of us could not carry it all. So when we traveled, we had to like do this thing where we would like pick some of the stuff up, drop it, cross back paths with each other while watching the other stuff, and then get the old stuff we left behind and meet up again. So there's like this back and forth cross thing to go anywhere. A few minutes of that, and I'm like, we need to lighten the load and go put this stuff in storage at Paddington. So we did that. From London, we went to Isle of Wight, which was great. I mean, it's a big tourist thing in the summer, but we're there in December. There's nobody there. In fact, it was pouring rain when we got there, and the innkeeper came and picked us up. We were the only ones staying there, and he made us this beautiful, traditional English breakfast, and went out on the beach. It was really nice. We went to Cornwall, There were more people there, but, they're kind of different than the rest of the people we've met. Very nice. Everyone's so nice. Cornwall was great. We went back to London, spent the night there, then took the overnight train to Edinburgh, slept on the train, and Edinburgh's like, I could barely understand anybody there, that brogue. And the sun sets at like 3:30, so that was kind of wild. But we had a really good time. She was easy to travel with. She never complained about anything. We never fought about anything. She never criticized anything. We had fun. And, my plan was to, travel alone and maybe, try and meet some guys or something. And I actually think, based on the other experiences I actually think I had more fun traveling with Gabby. Just, she's kind of fun to be with. Everyone loves her. I mean, when she walks into a room, it just lights up. Even people who don't know her, she's very friendly. Anyway, after the traveling, my plan was, we get home, and even though we live 40 miles from each other, I'm going to school 2,000 miles away. I got a lot going on coming up at school, not just schoolwork, but, extracurriculars. And I just decided to let things fade with Gabby. So we get home on Friday, Saturday, 10:30 a.m., she's on the phone with me. Oh, what are you doing? And, it's only a couple days before Christmas. I haven't done any Christmas shopping. She's like, oh, well, why don't you come up here and we'll go shopping and I'll help you. And I'm like, I hate shopping. I don't even know what I'm getting anybody. Haven't thought about it at all. And so, okay, all right, fine. Kind of tick off that box with her. Met her family again, and her little brother. Her little sister's away at college, so I didn't meet her. It was fine. It was fine. Calls me again on Sunday. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, got too much to do, wrapping and family stuff. Calls me again Monday. Sorry. And then Tuesday was Christmas Eve, thank God. So she was busy, but, of course she called me. Wednesday, Christmas. She's like, oh, I have a present for you. Can I, come bring it down to you? And I'm like, oh, well, I guess, we're going to go see my extended family, the grandparents and aunts, cousins, uncles. But, that's later. So if you want to come down now. And she said, oh, yeah. Well, she doesn't really like to drive, and she's never been to where I live. It's like totally out of her world, really. And it's like an hour drive. Took her 2 hours because she got lost. But she's like so determined. Like, she said, oh, I, thought about going home because I wasn't sure where I was, but I figured it out, and here I am, and let's go. So, took her to meet all the extended family. Here's I was in Oxford, and this is the American girl I met. And, everyone loves her. So, it's all great. It's all fine, but it's a little too intense, and I'm actually honestly looking forward to going back to school, focusing on all that stuff, and sort of letting things cool down with Gabby. I'm not going to see her, if at all, really, until June, and a lot can happen between now and then. So, that's the update. I just kind of wanted to tell you where I'm at with her because things got a lot more intense with her than I ever imagined. Hope everything's good, and talk to you later. Bye.